is here to give me some moral support. Let's do this. Hello there fellow viewer, my name is Gabriel and today I'm filming my 400 subscribers questions and answers video. The truth is, this is the second time I'm filming this. The first time I just babbled on and on and on about things that just did not matter. I will try to keep this version a little more thorough. About 2 weeks ago, I reached 400 subscribers, which is just really crazy, and I thanked you enough, but I'm going to thank you again to everyone who subscribed, everyone who watches and comments on my videos. Thank you so much. I had completely run out of video ideas to celebrate my 400 subscribers because all of them went into the 1-year celebration. The idea just popped in my brain to do a Q&A, which I'd never done before. You guys sent in a couple of questions, which I'm so glad. I was kind of scared I wouldn't get any. I have 2 Twitter questions and the rest are all comments on the video that I put out. First question I have is from Angela Alessandra. She asks, what advice can you give to get out of a reading slump? I'm not actually the best person for you to ask this. I've never been in too many reading slumps. I went through one in April, a month which I did not read anything. The only thing I have to say is just go with it. If you don't feel like reading, then don't read. As long as you don't feel like reading anything, then simply don't. The moment that you see a book that you really want to read, that you know is going to get you out of this reading slump, then immediately pick it up, because it might do just that. Go with what your body wants to do. Just pick up a book whenever you feel like it. I know people shouldn't feel guilty for not reading anything, but people just do. But I'll still say it, do not feel guilty for not reading anything if you don't feel like it. Reading should be pleasure, reading should not be an obligation. And the second Twitter question is from Isabel Serenas at fandom_feline on Twitter. He asks, what movie release are you most excited about besides Mockingjay? The thing is, most of the movie releases that I wanted to watch in 2015 have already come out. Age of Ultron, Jurassic World, Ant-Man, all of those have already been released and watched. So obviously Mockingjay, the Hunger Games movies have kind of been the crown jewel of all the movies that I anticipate in a year, but since this is the last one, next year is going to be tough. But there is one movie next year that I'm really excited about, which is Captain America's 3rd installment, Civil War. I'm very, very anxious to see this movie. I would love to continue with the comic book story arc, which I find just completely original and so realistic. This is something that I believe would actually happen if superheroes were among us. If we went beyond next year, I will have to say Thor's 3rd installment, Ragnarok. Very, very excited for that. And now to the video questions. I will be answering the questions by order that they show up here on my phone, and the first question is actually in Portuguese. So I will read you the question in Portuguese and then answer in Portuguese. Do not worry, I will be putting subtitles. Mil Folhas asks, alô, que planos futuros tens para o canal? Beijocas e parabéns. Muito obrigado pela pergunta, muito obrigado pelos parabéns. Planos futuros que eu tenho para o canal, vejamos. Eu queria trazer algum conteúdo diferente do que eu já tenho. Eu tenho estado a pensar em algumas coisas que eu quero partilhar, que eu quero fazer, mas ainda não estou 100% convencido que as vou de facto fazer. Eu quero continuar com os wrap-ups mensais, vou pôr uma tag de vez em quando. Uma coisa que eu queria muito ter no canal... Uma coisa que eu queria muito ter no canal era mais book hauls. Eu sinto aquela pressão de ter mais book hauls no canal do BookTube, embora eu sei que não devia sentir essa tal pressão. Não é só por causa da pressão que o BookTube tem nos canais, é para meu gosto pessoal. Quem me dera a mim ter 12, 13, 14 livros por mês, ia ser o céu, ia ser o paraíso. Mas pronto, a única coisa que tenho que fazer é ficar atento a ver se essas mudanças que eu quero que aconteçam de facto. The second question is from Jacob Wenzel, and he asks, if you were holding up Henry and Emma Swan over a cliff and you only had enough strength to pull up one of them, who would you save? For those of you who don't get it, this is referencing the 2 protagonists, I guess you could say, of one of my favorite television shows, Once Upon a Time. I do feel guilty for how easy this is to me. I would save Emma Swan. Influencers did not assassinate me, but I've never been very fond of Henry. He's just been there from the beginning. I kind of ignore him, even though we're supposed to really care about him, because not only is he Emma and Regina's son, he has the heart of the truest believer, and he's supposed to be the heart of the show, but I've never really clicked with him, I guess.
Although if I did save Emma and Henry died,
Emma would just be completely devastated and the repercussions would be completely awful. So let's hope it never comes to me deciding who I would save. Naomi from Cassiopeia's Books asks 3 questions. Thank you so much, Naomi. What character from any book do you relate to the most? And I found myself struggling with this question so much. Here's the thing, the typical young adult male character is, first of all, extremely attractive, like astronomically good looking. How can you compete with that? They're courageous and they're brave and they're not supposed to really fear anything. Usually we see male characters from a female protagonist's point of view. That's why in our heads they're so divine, they're so godlike. But still, that's how they come off to the reader. That's how I interpret the male characters in young adult books. Most of them. So it was easier for me to pick a female character, but I was kind of worried with answering with this because then everyone would go,
oh my god, Gabriel identifies as female.
That is not the case. Personality-wise, I relate to female characters much more. That being said, I will have to go with Cress from Marissa Meyer. She is very socially awkward, she is timid, and she's not used to being around people, and that's how I feel. If I had to pick a male character, I would probably go with Peeta because I think personality-wise, that's who I most relate to, even though he and I are just completely different. Yes, I'm sorry that this question is so weird, Naomi. Please forgive me. The second question she asked is favorite book cover, and I have so many covers that I adore, but my most favorite book cover, my eyes landed on it, and I went, I need this book. Across the Universe by Beth Revis. This cover, in my opinion, is just so beautiful. It is kind of the best book cover in my opinion, and I just cannot wait to read this. This is a science fiction book with frozen people and spaceships. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I will someday. And the last question, favorite readathon. I will have to say the booktubeathon, even though I have never participated in a booktubeathon. I was not able to this year because my life was a mess. I think the booktubeathon is the one that brings together so many booktubers. Nearly everyone does it, and I think that this family feel of booktube is strongest when the booktubeathon is occurring. Ariel Bassett just simply had the best idea to come up with this readathon, and it's my favorite. I really hope I can participate next year, like, immensely. I really want to do it. Lotus Winter asks, and I'm really sorry I could not reply to your comment. Some people do not have the reply option turned on. How old are you and which grade are you in? I am 16 years old. My birthday is in April. Which year I am in, it really depends on where you're asking from because the educational systems are very different. But in Portugal, I am going this school year to the 10th grade, and I know that I am a grade below the one that I should be, but that is a story for another day. Happy Delphinium, another user who I cannot reply to, I'm sorry, asks 3 questions. Thank you so much. What are the top 3 books since joining BookTube? I'm going to try to be thorough on this. These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, Press by Marissa Meyer, and Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I think I did a great job, don't you? Okay, a close fourth is The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan, and this book is amazing. Our second question is, will Book Invaders be coming back? For those of you who don't know, Book Invaders is a book club that I started with some other booktubers. I think, yes, it will be coming back. I just can't say when. I have some ideas planned for some Book Invader videos, but I haven't actually emailed those out, and I really should get to that because school has started and it's going to be hard to fit in any type of schedule. So, yes, I just don't know when. And the hardest question, top 3 music artists / band. Here's the thing, I don't really relate to what I guess you could say music nowadays. The things people my age listen to is just simply not what I'm into. I sound like a parent. I don't know, I don't resonate with most of the music and artists that are on nowadays besides Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift as a musical artist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she writes her own music, which is something that you don't really see that often nowadays, and I just have endless respect to any musical artist who can make it on their own songs. So Taylor Swift will be number 3. Number 1 is a musical artist that I love. You can definitely say she's my favorite singer, artist. Emmelie DeForest, probably have no idea who she is, but she won Eurovision 2013. I really recommend you listen to her album, Only Teardrops. It's very unique to her style, and if you like the songs there, then I really think you'd appreciate her as an artist. Number 2 would just be classical music. I am one of those lame people that just loves to listen to a good classical piece. I've been really into Tchaikovsky, Vivaldi, Pachelbel. People who know about music will know what I'm talking about. And also, I really like Britney Spears. I don't like saying this because people really look down on me when I say I like Britney Spears. I do like her older work over her more current one. I still really like her. I think she's a great person. I like her songs, and yes, That is all. So Emily DeForest, classical music, Taylor Swift, Britney Spears. That is probably the weirdest musical taste you have ever witnessed. Echo Siwake, my friend Echoes, asks, do you have any favorite childhood moment? Also, congratulations. Thank you. Do I have a favorite childhood moment? No, I have 10,000.